Hi everyone, Emery99 here and welcome to the 5th episode of Tour de Abandon. As you can see in the screen, we've got mountains coming up. Stage 9, Megev to Morzine, 4 climbs and 1 Hor category climb with a downhill in the end. If you're enjoying the series, make sure to drop a like to show your appreciation for what unique series this has been. The stage is on the way, so are the first attack. Gogol and Pollitt are the first ones to attack, with Niels Pollitt having 5 points in the KOM classification. For us though, we will be trying to go join the breakaway with Pierre Latour to get some KOM points. Peyo Bilbao and Zangl are trying to attack, so we're following him. Only 82-man peloton, and with 5 attackers, 77 are now left in the main bunch today. More attacks at the back, including Egan, Bernal, Victor Lafay, Jorgensen and Parapaint. So we'll be looking to have a breakaway of about 13 riders in the end. Quick look at the route today. We have Col de la Colombière, Col de la Ramaz and Col du Jouplan, and the downhill into the city of Morzine afterwards. As to check which teams have how many riders left, Israel Premier Tech is now also with just a lone rider, that is Dylan Toons, who's been having a very successful tour. Today has not chosen to join the breakaway despite leading the KOM classifications. And of course, Alpecin Deceuninck still with a full team of 8 riders. First points go to Calmejean, Victor Lafay in second and Thorstein Threen in third, with Aurélien Parapaint getting the lone point. First downhill of the day and a crash already. And Tadej Pogacar is out, so is Lutsenko, Dylan Teuns and Mats Pedersen. Wout van Aert is not involved in this group, and it's a crash of 30. Have they got abandons? Yes, it is going to be Ivan Garcia Cortina who says goodbye to the Tour in the first downhill of the day. Now, about 1 kilometer left on the top of the Col de la Colombière. We are trying to follow Thorstein Threen to get some mountain points. Bernal is also following us. Now it's time to go 99 for a final push. Can we get first place? Yes, we can. That's 10 points in the bag. And now, currently, Thorstein Threen, 19 points, and us also 19 points with Pierre Latour. Also important to note, as we start the second downhill of the day, the peloton is now 9 minutes behind the breakaway, so it might be a stage win for the breakaway. Second downhill of the day and the second crash, big crash of the day. Again, Pidcock is here, Pogacar is here, and Wout van Aert just escaped it. Now, do we have any abandons? First one off, Thibaut Pinot was also down, but he also survived. Mathieu van der Poel was also involved, but he also survived. The abandons, Biniam Girmay is still not moving. Ilan Groenewegen continues, but Biniam Girmay says goodbye to Tour de Abandon after 9 stages. Oh, another crash in this group that crashed again. Tadej Pogacar is again down. He continues. Bob Jungels also continues. But this downhill causing a lot of trouble already. And how many abandons do we have? Do we really have 5 abandons? Vermeersch, Jonas Abrahamsen, Oliver Naesen, Greg van Avermaet is out, and so is John Degenkolb. Tadej Pogacar and his domestiques are making the extra effort to go back to the peloton. Just 1 minute 20 on the bottom of Col de la Ramaz now. Now Pollitt is done for the days. Thorstein Threen also struggling. He's got 76 mountain, but has lost touch with the group just slightly. Matteo Jorgensen and Bilbao look strong, and it's also done for us. Pierre Latour is done. He's now trying to follow Calmejean to get few points, as it's a first category climb. Thorstein Threen tries to make it back, and he will be the new leader of the KOM standings. Good news for the Uno X team. No one sprinted for the KOM points, and Thorstein Threen got the full 10 as we try to pass Calmejean to get 2 points. Threen 29 and Pierre Latour 21. Peloton is going quite slow. Wout van Aert at the back of the group. The gap 12 minutes to the breakaway. as the group now nears to the top of Ramaz. The stage winner should come from the break, and it looks like Bernal, Bilbao, Jorgensen and Thorstein Tren are going to fight for it. Now, the GC riders are also increasing the pace. Carapaz attacked twice, followed closely by Tadej Pogacar, Barguil and Gal also in that group. Meanwhile, Wout van Aert this time cannot respond to it up closely. Alaphilippe and Bardet now trying to bridge it over to Pogacar's group, and now Wout van Aert going in a steady pace, trying to limit the losses. In the front though, the front four has passed the final climb of the day. Hor category has been passed, and now it's going to be the downhill and the sprint between these four: Bilbao, Jorgensen, Tren and Bernal. Tadej Pogacar, first one to pass the climb from the peloton. Bardet and Yates closely followed by Carapaz and Barguil. As for Wout van Aert, he is 1 minute 30 down. As for the stage win, Pello Bilbao, with his impressive downhill skills, takes the lead in the last kilometer. The sprint is on. Matteo Jorgensen from the left, Bilbao from the right, now from the middle. Can Bernal come? No, he won't be able to. Who's going to win the stage? Pello Bilbao takes the photo finish win and wins the first mountain stage in Morzine. Tadej Pogacar not taking it too dangerous on the downhills, as Romain Bardet have caught him. And with 3 kilometers left, they will be heading to the finish line together, 53 seconds ahead of Wout van Aert. Yates also catches them, and in the sprint nearly passes Tadej Pogacar. He comes 9th, and now we wait for Wout van Aert. Is going to finish around about 38 seconds behind Tadej Pogacar, and it keeps his yellow jersey. Crash behind though in the final corner. Lawson Craddock is down. Is he going to abandon? No. And another crash, this time multiple riders, 4 riders, including the KOM jersey wearer Dylan Teuns. No abandons here either. Last rider, Fabio Jakobsen, makes it through the finish line, 51 minutes behind the breakaway, so no time limit constraints for him. The first mountain stage is won by Pello Bilbao of Bahrain Victorious. The Spanish rider came on top from the breakaway after a 4-man sprint over the line. The abandon trouble was in the downhills of the first 2 climbs. We had 7 abandons today, including 3 Belgians: Oliver Naesen, Greg van Avermaet, Gianni Vermeersch, Ivan Garcia Cortina, Jonas Abrahamsen, Biniam Girmay and John Degenkolb. The general classification is still led by Wout van Aert, but Tadej Pogacar is just 1 minute behind him. The green jersey is now led by Pierre Latour after getting more points in from the breakaway, while KOM classification is now led by Thorstein Tren, a massive 44 points overall. Next stage, Le Puy-en-Velay to Pont de Gard, 204 kilometers. It is a flat stage, but a lot of climbing to be done beforehand. Favorites according to game are sprinters, and I actually feel like this could be a sprint stage with Jasper Philipsen, Wout van Aert, Mats Pedersen, Filippo Ganna, Dylan Groenewegen, Jakobsen and Laporte still here as sprinters. The stage has started, and 75-man peloton has had 3 riders go for the breakaway: De La Cruz, Victor Campenaerts and Stan de Wolf. 2 sprint gates today and also 2 climb points, but not many points available, just the 3rd and the 4th category climb today. Oh, big crash! Tadej Pogacar has fallen, and how many riders? I mean, 40 riders have crashed here. Tadej Pogacar, one of them. I didn't really expect to see a crash early on, and Kevin Genier is out, the Luxembourg champion. Craddock is here, Pogacar is down as well. Van Aert did not crash, but peloton's waiting and they're already back into the front group. Meanwhile, the breakaway has an advantage of 4 minutes 40 after 20 kilometers. Finally, now we had the first abandon from Alpecin Deceuninck this time. They're down to 7 men, and no team has no riders left. Movistar with 1, Israel with 1, Lotto Destiny with 1. We're still waiting for that first team to drop out as a whole. A sprint for the sprint classification. Demar, Philipsen and Jakobsen got some points. We already tried to take some points also. Our lead is now 12 points to Mathieu van der Poel and 17 to Dylan Teuns, while real sprinters are not really in the top 10. Oh, crash! At the back of the peloton, Aurelien Parapainter is down, Laporte is down. I see Adam Yates down as well, Anton Charmik, Bernal is down, 28 riders involved, and Stefan Kung is out of the race, second abandon of the day in this long downhill, and none of the GC contenders really involved in this crash, but the peloton's pace is too low that this group should be back at any moment. Breakaway now has an advantage of 14 minutes with 124 kilometers to go. Oh, another crash at the back of the group, this time involving just a few riders, 7. Let's see if there's any abandons. Nils Pollitt was down. Jante Biermans, he will be out of the race, third abandon of the day, which is a good number for a flat stage already. 3 guys from Alpecin are down, but they're still going strong with 7 riders. Stan de Wolf has had a crash from the breakaway, but he'll be trying to make his way back to Campenards and De La Cruz. These trio will be fighting for the stage win today, their advantage over 16 minutes now. Another sprint gate coming up, and sprinters are going for this one as well. We are going to try to sprint with Pierre Latour to get the maximum points, and we do it. We will extend our lead in the classification now to 25 points between Mathieu van der Poel. A long way in the front, and the final climb is here. Victor Campenards, De La Cruz and Stan de Wolf seem to be the first one that is cracking. So it's going to be a stage between Campenards and De La Cruz as it seems. Last 2.5 kilometers, Pont de Gard in distance, looking amazing. De La Cruz is the first one to launch this sprint with 2 kilometers to go. That doesn't seem to be a right move. And now they're going to sprint again. Victor Campenards have the advantage and already has gapped De La Cruz, and he's going to be winning in Pont de Gard. What a win for the Belgian. De La Cruz comes home second, and for third place it's going to be Stan de Wolf. The sprinters are going to fight for 4th position. Mathieu van der Poel leading out Jasper Philipsen, who is gone a bit early, and it's going to be Mats Pedersen who takes the 4th place. Dylan Groenewegen comes 5th and Jasper Philipsen comes 6th. Victor Campenards wins in Pont de Gard, a picturesque stage won by a picturesque rider. Just the 3 abandons today, 2 from Groupama FDJ. But guys, it can't be a Grand Tour without flat stages. No changes in the GC, but Victor Campenards has actually moved up to 1st position in the points classification, which has turned into some sort of a breakaway classification. We are 2nd with 152 points, just 10 points behind, and Mats Pedersen and Jasper Philipsen has finally made their way into the top 10. And next up we have our first downhill stage, which will start in Col de Tourigny and end in Monaco. If you're not familiar with downhill stage concept, it provides us with excellent racing in a very short stage. A lot of attacks and a lot of carnage with crashes. This stage, however, is just not a single downhill. The downhill into Col de Tourigny, then the climb up to the hills that will lead us to Monaco. We are on top of Col de Tourigny and the downhill stage has started, as we have around 24 kilometers of downhill all the way to the sprint gate. Let's see what this stage will give us. Oh, big crash! Hit the front of the peloton. Who's down? Wout van Aert is down. The yellow jersey is down with just 50 kilometers to go. A crash of 26 people. Do we have any abandons here? No abandons, but already first crash took out the yellow jersey, and Tadej Pogačar is not in this group. Meanwhile in front, a breakaway of 9, including points jersey leader Victor Campenards. He wants those points as well. Stan de Wolf again in the breakaway. Neilson Powell is here, Cataneo is here, and Pedro Pello Bilbao is here. But look at all these turns. This is an amazing stage. We have to go back and see how Pogačar is doing. Just incredible. Look at this for a view. Tadej Pogačar And here comes Wout van Aert a few seconds behind the white jersey. New attackers joined to this group, including David de la Cruz and Alaphilippe, and now the group is 16 heading towards the sprint. Wout van Aert is back in the group at the start of Côte de Pays, a 7.7 kilometer climb with a 6% gradient, and now Alpecin are doing their best to catch the breakaway, who's just up ahead. The break is caught, and now Wout van Aert and Pogačar are in the front together. 3.8 kilometers left to the climb. Then we have a very tough downhill to Monaco. We are in the top of the climb and get 5 points. Pierre Latour is now 10 points behind Thorstein Thrane in the KOM classification, but now it's time for the downhill. 56 man in front. Oh, crash in front. Laporte and Latour are down. Please, no, Pierre Latour, please. Carapaz is down. Victor Lafay is down in this corner. There's another crash behind with Calmejean and Dillier. Thankfully, Latour has not abandoned. Rodriguez is now down. Let's see if he has abandoned. No abandons today so far with 12 kilometers to go. But what's happening in front? We might see a surprise winner. The tough section of the downhill is now here. 45-man group with Wout van Aert may as well take his first stage win of Tour de Abandon. Organizers are currently quite shocked on how there is no abandon at the moment, with 5 kilometers to go in this tough stage. Couple of corners, a crash at the back. We have to focus on the stage win, although there might be an abandon. I really hope so. But currently Trek are well positioned for a stage win. Quinn Simmons behind Mats Pedersen and behind Jasper Stuyven, perfectly positioned as we enter the municipality of Monaco with a kilometer to go. Quinn Simmons starts sprinting, Pedersen second place, Stuyven third place. Last kilometer, can Wout van Aert win the stage? Wout van Aert goes for the sprint, times it perfectly, and the yellow jersey wins in Monaco. The time gap is 18 minutes, which shouldn't be an issue for any rider. This stage wasn't exactly what we hoped for. Plenty of crashes, but no abandons. But we have another downhill stage in Italy to come forward in the further episodes. But it was Wout van Aert, yellow jersey, winning the last stage of today's episode in Monaco, which means he extends his lead to 1 minute 11 seconds to Tadej Pogačar, with third place Thomas Pidcock more than 10 minutes behind. In the sprint classification, Victor Campenaerts holds on to his lead, but Wout van Aert is now third in that classification as well, while in the KOM, Thorstein Thrane has a 10-point lead. In young rider classification, Tadej Pogačar leads against third place in the GC Tom Pidcock, and for teams, Ineos has the lead 29 minutes ahead of Bora Hansgrohe. In the end, we had 10 abandons this episode, but obviously the big fat 0 for stage 11, the downhill stage, has not provided us with the abandons. The Wout van Aert wins his first stage and keeps yellow, but be sure to tune in for the next episode, guys. Make sure to like, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next stage, which will be a cracker one in Andorra.